Hey there, this is Professor Bahara. Today I'm talking about Greek physics, in which I will be talking about Ionian school. So I'm talking from Accurate Physics. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you can subscribe right away. So to get started, I will talk about the key aspects of Ionian school. So this was the time somewhere 6th century BC, before Christ. So it's about 26 or 2700 years ago from now. So at that time, the great thinkers, the Ionian philosophers contribute a lot for the development of physics or modern science as a whole. In this small talk, I will be talking about key aspects of Ionian physics, Ionian philosophy, and who are the main contributors of Ionian school, Ionian physics, and those principles, and what aspects, what is the importance of their contribution in modern physics. So it will be very interesting talk for you if you are a physicist or if you are science students or anybody who like to listen about philosophy or how these kinds of knowledge that we have today about philosophy, about science, or about anything related to this nature. It will be very interesting, fascinating talk. Please keep listening until the end of the talk. So to get started, here are the key aspects of Ionian physics or Ionian philosophy. The first of those is the material monism. What is material monism? Actually, before the Ionian scholars introduced the concept of naturalistic or material monism principles, the concept of everyone in this planet was something like God driven. So whatever had happened, they explain this is because of God or because of devil. For example, what is the cause of rain? What is cause of some kind of disaster or some kind of diseases or some other natural things like the flooding or any kind of uh, pandemic. They say it's because of God. Either God is, if something happens good, they said God is happy. If something happens bad, they said it's because of God's anger, something like this, right? So everything, they are not responsible. There is no natural thing that can control or that is the cause of the reason what is happening, but it's God, which is unknown. We don't know, right? But for the first time, these Ionian scholars introduced the concept of material monism, right? Every material, this planet, Earth, everything can be reduced to a single thing, single material, right? We can make everything out of one material. This is something like atomic theory right now, because right now the physics is advanced so that we know everything, whatever the substance is, it doesn't matter whether it is living being or non-living being or whatever, it is made out of some basic fundamental thing, that is atom, right? About 2600 years ago, they introduced for the first time. However, they don't said it's a atom or something like today's language, but they said everything is made out of some basic material, basic thing that we call material monism. So this was very deep and a profound concept that they had introduced at that time. So second thing is they put forward the cosmological model. That means This cosmos, this earth, the things we see around us are made out of some fundamental material. So that was the cosmological model, right? Later on, I will talk about it in detail. So their explanation is naturalistic explanation. That's why I said it is very, very, very crucial jump in our cognitive revolution. Really, really scientific. However, their concepts are not 100% correct, right? In modern point of view, but their approach is naturalistic. Their explanation is naturalistic, right? They deny the reason of natural phenomenon is God. It's not. It's something nature, right? Some cause behind the nature. So it was great explanation. For example, uh, when I'm saying what is reason of God, what is reason of rain or what is reason of cloud, they say it's because of some material, right? Later I will explain much detail when I discuss about individual contributors. So their approach is rational inquiry. They are not saying like it's because of God or it's because of devil, as others said, as um, at that time people believe on gods, bad spirits, good spirits, devils, and so on. They are not rational. Still, people who are religious kinds of, they don't believe on rational inquiry, right? They think like everything is happened because of something like luck or something, God, devil, right? So that's not rational mind, but these scholars are rational, and they explain the nature on the basis of the observation, what they observe around them. So that was the great finding. So these are for most important things. This four laid the foundation of modern physics, modern science as a whole. That's why Ionian school has great, great, great contribution in for humanity. Okay, let me talk about prominent thinkers in this school, Ionian School of Philosophy. So first name, it was not other than Thales of Miletus. He born in 623 before Christ BCE and died in 545 BCE. And he was one of the prominent thinker who actually initiated this Ionian school. And next person was Anaximander, and the third one was Anaximenes of Miletus. So there are other names as well, like Heraclitus and so on. I'm not going to talk about them. In next episode, I might be talking about other thinkers from the Greek. They have great contribution as well, but the first are first. They have great contribution because remember, right now, if you put forward some kind of new ideology, how difficult it is. It is really difficult right now. It's the 21st century. Science is so much developed, right? At that time, everyone's are like very religious. And if you are thinking out of the box, it result might be death, right? That's why these thinkers has great, great, great importance for developing modern physics. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about their real contribution, individual contribution, what they think. Okay, so let me start with Thales. What are the main aspects or main findings of Thales from Ionian school? So Thales think that water was a fundamental substance. However, it is not. We later on find, physicists find there are something like atom molecules or subatomic particles. Physics is so advanced right now, but at that time, Thales said water is a fundamental substance and everything made out of water, right? It was great explanation, which is natural explanation, right? This planet is not made out made by God. Humans are not made by God. Planets, everything around you, this cosmos, this is not made by God or evil, devil, right? This is made out of water. So he's talking about something like something fundamental nature is made out of, right? That's why, so he explained, the everything is made out of water and everything go back to the water, right? And second thing, he explained the cosmological model, because when he said the fundamental thing is water, right? When the different form of water is like planet, the stars, the cosmos as a whole, and so on. This gives you the cosmological model, right? Which is very, very profound thinking at that time. And another thing is his thinking is naturalistic explanation, right? Because he didn't say this planet is made out of made by God. He said this planet or everything in this planet or everything out of this planet, everything in this cosmos is made out of water. Different forms might be, sometimes water get condensed to make ice, or if it mix off or in different form, it may form like planet, or more water condensed together, it may form cosmos, I mean stars, and so much different explanation, right? So that was the naturalistic planet explanation, because there is something in nature that is the contributor to form what we are looking around, what we are seeing around, right? That's why from the God point of view, this is something like scientific approach, right? Which we call naturalistic explanation. And he also predicts a solar eclipse of 585. It was the great prediction in astronomy, right? He predicted accurately. So overall, he had great contribution in physics, and he laid the foundation, solid foundation of the physics, no doubt. Another person, equally important, was Anaximander from Ionian school. And he said, unlike the Thales, he said, this cosmos is made out of some boundless material. Water is not the fundamental. Epirion, Epirion is a fundamental. This is something like infinite material. He didn't define exactly. This is something like infinite. At least he imagined, right? It's not something like God's creation. He's talking about natural explanation. Something infinite, boundless material is there. Everything will be made out of this epsilon. He named like epsilon or infinite or boundless material. And finally, it goes back to the infinite boundless material. So this was his explanation. Okay. However, it is not true. Philosophically, this statement has great contribution to get started, to roll the wheels of science and physics, right? Earth is at the center and no need of support. Before him, everyone thought that, this planet is supported by unlimited tortoise. Something is there, God is there holding it. That kind of explanation, right? For the first time in this planet, somebody said that Earth is at the center and no need to support. No need to no need to support by God or some devil thing. Nothing. Right? So, however, this is again not true, but this was great finding at that time. Again, his approach was also natural, right? His explanations are based on nature. And no doubt it's a rational inquiry and based on observation. So at that time, based on what you can see by naked eyes, you can explain. They don't have sophisticated kind of instruments. The last philosopher that I'm discussing today is the Anaximenes, and he also have similar kind of explanation but different substance. He said that the fundamental substance is not water or epiron as said by Thales and Anaximander, but it's air. And he explained that because of rarefaction and compression, when it get compressed, it becomes so many different kind of things, right? For example, when it compresses, it becomes water. When it more compresses, it becomes something like human beings or like other materials, solid materials, right? Having density. So these kind of explanations uh, had been given by this man, Anaximenes. And this is again naturalistic explanation, right? However, it is not true, but it's just something like scientific because the cause behind this nature is something natural, not God, not evil, not devil, not something out of this nature, right? Amazing. And based on this rarefaction and compression, he also explained meteorological phenomenon, right? When there is compression of air, there will be wind. This is true, right? Wind is something where there is rarefaction and compression is happening. That's how sound wave is produced. And the wind is blowing, moving from one place to the another place, right? Somehow his meteorological explanation of phenomenon of meteorology is, with error, it's true. And he also explained this, you know, that everything he explained is naturalistic, right? Because it's air, everything is made out of air. If you compress it or rarefied it, you can make the different substance. So, including this planet or living things you can see around you, whatever you can see, you can uh, make it out of air, right? And finally, it will go back to the air. So that was the naturalistic explanation again. That's why he also has great contribution. So in today's talk, I talked about three prominent Ionian school Greek philosophers and their contributions in physics. In next episode, I'll be talking about some other Greek physicists who had great contribution to advance physics.